When I say parameter, okay, suppose there would be situation where you want a dynamic value changer within your maybe calculated fields or filter or custom SQL. Whenever you want the value to be get updated dynamically, then we go and create a parameter. Suppose you have a and you want the value to be updated based upon the selection you do in your dashboard. Suppose I want consider custom SQL itself from the beginning. Suppose I have 4 years of data and I don't want to pull all the 4 years of data at a stretch and do a filtering on top of it. What I can do is, if I select 2014, I only want 2014's data to be pulled into my dashboard from the data source. Okay, and if I select 2015, I only want 2015's data. You cannot do this with a calculated field. Okay, because calculated field values you cannot pass it in a custom SQL. I cannot pass the filter values. You can say I can have a year filter on my dashboard and filter out the dashboard according to the year selection. When I say filters, you already pulled all the 4 years of data and you're doing a filtering on top of it, but I only want to pull the data according to my year select. That's when we create a parameter. Parameter is replacing your constant value with the dynamic values according to your select. In your dimensions area, the drop down over here and say create parameter. If not, from here, right click anywhere and say create parameter. This is the window that gets displayed whenever you say create parameter. Okay, the first one is give a name to your parameter and I want it to be considered a string. Let me say I only want to pull one particular category's data. Let's say if you see over here it says all a list of values. I would say and I want to add the value. Here you can manually enter the values. But as of now, I don't know what all categories do I have in my data. So you have a column for category, right? So you can say add from field category. So whatever values you have in your category would be added to this list. And as it is a string type, your data type is string. Always the first value would be your current value. But by default, the first value in your list will always be the default value. If you now you see there is separate area for parameters. So whatever parameter you create will get saved over here. Now I have a category parameter open with legacy connection. So whenever you use a flat file and you want to write a custom SQL, go for open with legacy connection instead of open. Now you will see an option called new custom SQL. Double click here, you can write whatever SQL you want. Now all the values start category is equals to, here I want to pass the value from my parameter. So I would say insert parameter and see select the parameter that you want to pass. Now what I'm saying is show me all the values from this particular sheet when the category in my sheet is matching with the category that I select in my parameter. Now the current selection is furnitures. You only have furnitures data pulled into Tableau. You want to create another sheet. This is the SQL that you have pulled. When I put category, I only have furnitures data. Right, and if I want to see a sum of sales, it is showing me sum of sales of my furnitures category. Now I would say I want the selections to be given to the user. I will say show parameter control. Now this control would be visible for the user. Whenever the user changes a value in your category, the value is getting updated. That is, whatever value you select over here is being passed within the SQL. Now it is saying whenever, if I select technology, whenever my category in my orders table is matching with the selection over here, okay, then fill me the data. Okay, now your entire data is only consisting of technology. Now you see the sheet gets dynamically updated with the value you select over here. Now if I select office supplies, it is showing me office supplies sum of sales. So this is how you use your parameters in your custom SQL. When we go for a parameter is only when you want a dynamically pull data in your dashboard, then you go for a parameter and give the parameter control in your SQL. And then use of parameters is Suppose I want to give a selection to the user. Whatever measure he wants to see, that measure should be okay. That is dynamic measure selection. Okay, that is suppose I have. Let me go to the previous. I have category. For each category, I want the user to select what exact measure do they want. Okay, if they want to see profit or quantity or sum of sales or sum of profits or discounts or a profit ratio, whatever he wants to see, he can select that. The sheet should show the measure accordingly. If he selects sum of profit, it should show the sum of profits for each category. What you have to do is create a calculated field and say what values do you want to give over here. You want to say name is dynamic. Okay, because your measure values are getting updated dynamically based upon your selection. So, and I would say it would be a string data type and a list of values, which would be I want to show profit, sales, quantity. So, among these four values, I want the user to select whatever measure he wants to see within the sheet. Now you have a parameter created over here. Now right click your parameter and say create calculated field. You have created the parameter, right? But how does the sheet know whenever you select profit, it should show sum of profits, right? If you select sales, it should show sum of sales. So that's the reason I am creating a calculated field which would give this information to the sheet. Saying, I would say dynamic if my selection in my parameter is equals to profit. That is, whenever I select profit in my parameter, I want to show, then show me sum of profits. Similarly, rest of the conditions. Else if your dynamic measure selection is equals to sales. If you see the naming over here, this should exactly match the name that you have given in your parameter. Else the other selection is like discount. Will show me some of discounts, average of discount. Close with the end keyword. Now calculation is correct. Like you'll see a calculator will add it to your measures. Put this calculated field in your sheet. If you see by default, the first value would always be the selection rate. Now I want the selection to be given to the user. Now the first, it is showing you the profit values. Now if we say sales, it will show you the sum of sales within each category. If you want to see quantity, it is giving you sum of quantity being sold within that category. Discount, that is giving you average of your discount. According to the value you select over here, the sheet is getting updated. And the measure that is being shown is being updated based upon the measure you select over here. So whenever you want the values within your calculated field to be dynamic based upon the selection in your parameter, then we go for a parameter selection. Similarly, if you want a parameter which would show you the dimensions also. So instead of category, what if you want to see on yearly sales? Then you can create another parameter with the list of your dimension names that you want to display. Okay, and create a calculated field similarly. Let me just show you quickly. I would say create parameter, so dynamic list of strings, which would be I would say category. Let's say state three values. Now dynamic dimension, create a calculated field. Right click and say create calculated field. Give a name. My selection is equals to category. Then show me category dimension. If it is state, else it would be the only option left is city. So now instead of putting category over here, drag this particular calculated field that you have created. Okay, see, instead of category, if I want to see state level profit. Now for each, what is the profit that is being displayed? If you want to see for each state, what is the sales, then change the measure to be, now it is showing you each state what is the sales you have. If you want it to be category, then select category from here. So each category, this is the sales value. Each state, this is the sales value. So dynamic dimensions or measures whenever you want, give the dimension and measure selection to be given to the user. Then we can go for the parameters. So parameters needs practice because you need to know where exactly you want to use the parameters, in which situation you should go for a parameter or not. So once you start practicing, you would get an idea of it. Now if you see type of parameter controls, that is one value you can select at a time. Parameters as of filters, you can have a multiple selections, right? You can have a checkbox option on that. Whereas for a parameter, it will always be single value list. You cannot select multiple values. So for a parameter, it is always a single value list. Okay, you can only have one value selected at it. So if I select single value list, it will give you a list of values with a radio button. If I say compact list, it will give you a drop down. Okay, slider or type in value. Slider is one point at a for each value in your dimension. Then you have type in, that is you can write whatever you want. If I write it will give me an intelligence which would give okay whatever values you have starting with ST will get displayed over here. As of now I have only one, so it is only showing me one. Enter. So now when I press enter, it is showing me state wise sum of 6. So for the parameter, four type of showing values you have. One would be a list, a single value list or a compact list. Then you have slider and type in. Suppose you want to edit the title of your parameter, you can say edit title and give whatever you name you want and whatever font and sizes you want. Suppose you want to hide the name of your uh, parameter. You don't want to show it. Then just uncheck your show title option. Yeah, if I select it, it would again display it. If you want to format, okay, you want to change the font and background and alignment of it, then you can just say click on the drop down and say format parameters. Then you'll see this window displayed at the left hand side, okay, which is titles, font and alignment. So let's see how to use it in a calculator. Suppose consider you want to show both top 5 and bottom 5 values within a same sheet. Okay, instead of using sets, okay, you can also do it using parameters. Okay, calculated fields. So I would say, and suppose if you use sets, it will always be static. If I say top 5, it will always be top 5. Suppose I want to give a control to the user and let him decide how many top values do he wants to see. It can be top 5, top 10 or top 15. You want to give 3 values. What you can do is create a parameter which would say top n, an integer, a list of values. The first one would be 5, then you have 10, then you have 15. Okay, now you have a parameter created for top n values. I want to give this control to the user. So whatever value he selects should be that top value should be displayed within the sheet. If he selects 5, top 5. If he selects 10, it should be top 10. If he selects 15, it should be top 15. So what you can do is, okay, let me order them accordingly. Show parameter count. But now nowhere in my sheet I'm saying according to the selection over here, update the sheet, right? So for that, what I can do is, what I do, I would filter state, put it in into your filters, and go for a top value by field. Show me in the value option over here. Select the drop down and select, instead of giving a static number, give the parameter selection that you have. So now according to the value you select over here, it will show you. Suppose for now you have 5, it will give you top 5 by sum of profits. Okay, say apply. No, okay. Okay, now it is showing you top 5, and if I select 10, it would show you top 10. So 15 would show you top 15. Then how to use it in a calculated field. Let me create another sheet. Now I have state, I have profits. Now instead of seeing all the profits, okay, I want to see a range of profits to be displayed in my post. I have a parameter which would create a parameter. Let it be the same name. I would say now I have all the profit values listed over here. I would say show me a range of values. The minimum range is the least value of that you have in your profits, and maximum is your highest value that you have in your profits. So I have a parameter. Now whenever my parameter selection is less than 0, then I want the value to be colored in red. Okay, else it should be green. Okay, so whenever you select a range of values which is less than 0, okay, then it should be colored in red. If not, it should all the other values should be colored in green. Okay, like if you select a value greater than that, it should be green. So put this in color. Okay, now give the parameter control to the user. Show parameter control. Now as of now the value is less than 0, so everything is colored in red, right? Suppose when I select it greater than 0, it is giving me a blue shade because it doesn't know green, right? So map the color to green and say apply. Okay, so whenever you select the value, according to that the color is being changed. Okay, that is the value in your calculated field is getting updated based upon the value that you select in your parameter. So you can also use parameter selections in your calculated fields and use that calculated field within your sheet. Yeah, how to use parameters in custom SQLs, filters, calculated fields. So the earlier example also is the one you can use for calculated fields. Earlier you have seen dynamic measures calculation, right? And dynamic dimensions. It's the same. You're dynamically changing the value in your measure and using it based upon your filter selection, so parameter selection. Okay, this is how we use parameters and filters. Sorry, and calculated fields. And filters, just now we have seen. If you want to see top n values based upon the selection, use this particular parameter in your filter. Top n filters. Okay. This is one of the examples of how you can use it in filters. You can, if you want to see bottom n, then you can go for the bottom n values. And then you have another option called reference line. Okay, so that is whenever you right click on your axis and you select the add reference line, that is, it is asking you where exactly do you want the reference line to be displayed. Okay, so you see it is now it is average of sum of profits because you have sum of profits being displayed in your sheet, right? So you can change it if you want it to be constant value. Okay, at what value do you want the line to be displayed? Okay, give the value over here and say here label is if you want to show the number on the line, then select value. Okay, if you don't want the number or anything to be shown on the line, then select none. Okay, and what line format do you want to use? A dotted line or a solid line? Now, because I have said show a line at the 9,997 value of my profits. Suppose if I would say I'll have a line at the 25,000 line. Okay, this is how you add a reference line to your sheet. Now I said don't show any label on my line. You can say right click on your line and say edit. Here the label is none. If I want the value to be displayed, select value. Now you will see a value displayed beside your line. In the reference line also, you can use the parameters. You see here in the drop down, here it will give you a list of parameters that you have along with the measures that you have in your sheet. If you see only you have 4 to 5 measures in your data, but you only see profits because within the sheet you only have profits. So for a reference line, you cannot use some other measure other than the one that you have in your sheet. Because on a profit line, you cannot show a reference line of sales, right? It should always be the profit. If not, you can also create a reference line based upon your parameters. Okay, if I say consider profit parameter. Now, as of now, let me show the control. Whatever value you select over here, for that particular value, you will see a line. Okay, that axis line. Okay, if I select 4000, you'll see a line at the 4678 point on your axis. So you can give any number over here. I would say 10,000. Now you'll have a line at 10,000. I say 30,000. So the line moves to 30,000. Okay. So this is how you use parameters in your reference lines. So here you can select some parameter value instead of having a constant value or a measure value. So you can use your parameter SQL, filters, calculated fields, and reference lines.
I'm sure you enjoyed learning from this video. Please like the video, and if you have any doubts regarding this video, please comment us in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more such informative videos. Do look out for other related videos in our playlist. For more information, visit our website now. Keep learning with Intellipaat.